Have you ever started your paintings with really good intentions only to be thrown a curveball? That is exactly how I kicked off my new year. I thought, new year, fresh palette, and found out it was new year, new medium. Except I didn't know that when I started. So let me explain. I thought I was being really intentional as I planned out this palette. I found the color swatches I wanted to use, purchased some new paints in these little paint tubs, and created my sketch. Now just to mix up my colors. I filled these handy little paint tubs and started mixing the colors. I mean, look how beautiful that is. Not the right way to mix the paint, but hey, I'm learning as I go here, so what better way than by doing it the absolute wrong way first and making a total mess. So in case you're wondering, the right way would be to mix the paint on a palette with a palette knife so you get uniform color and then transfer it into the paint tubs. I sketched out my Pilates figures, but I'll be honest, I was just feeling so hesitant to start this one. I mean, that happens to me at the beginning of almost all of my paintings, but this one in particular took me a long time to start on, even though it was a very simple sketch. I was having all this hesitation as I started, wondering, how will the paint lay on the paper? It feels like a soft body acrylic, softer than what I've used in the past. Also, this is only the second time I've painted on acrylic paper. What are the brush strokes going to look like? How will these final palette colors mix when combined with each other? And that's when it hit me. I am really not familiar with this medium. I've used acrylic as a base or in crafty projects, but never as a standalone medium itself. So I realized the reason I'm hesitant is because I don't know exactly what this paint is even going to look like. I figured I would do a little swatch and see how the colors interact with each other and with ink. I was initially toying with the idea of using some ink pens, but didn't end up using them. Most of the time, my hesitancy to start is because I have expectations and I want my paintings to turn out brilliantly. I want it to be beautiful and all the strokes to be precisely placed. And of course, I wanted that for this too, but I finally told myself, okay, there's no reward without risk, so I can't postpone this forever. I reassure myself with a reminder that the first brushstroke is not the final one. It doesn't get the last word. I allow myself to warm up by applying light layers, knowing I can reach the destination by building up to it slowly, by finding that flow. Just like in Pilates practice, there's no reward if I don't roll out my mat. I let myself warm up, each movement creating this continuous flow from one to the next, this slow connection of energy, challenging my mental and physical strength and stamina. And I feel the same way when I paint. Just like painting has an ugly stage, so does exercise, whatever kind you might be into. That challenge is what makes it worth doing, though. The only way to work past the ugly stage in search of the beautiful is to keep going. So I lay out my proverbial Pilates mat and layer on. On the other hand, unlike exercise, one of the hardest things is to know when to stop, when to step back and take a break, to absorb what you've done and decide to be finished or to keep tweaking. And if you're creative, then you understand the concept of overworking your project. I'm sure that's true for probably any creative endeavor. And if overworking a project or a sport, I would be a professional athlete. So On that note, let's be done with this one and peel off the tape, the very best part. Finally, the painting is finished, but I wanted to share it with you. So I've turned this into phone wallpaper that also sparks focus and motivation. And they're free to you. Just follow the link in the description below as a little reminder to stay steady, keep going, and find your flow this year. If you're trying a new medium, habit, or mindset, tell me about it in the comments so we can cheer each other on. Me and the short dog, thank you for watching. See you in the next one.